What's up, you guys? I decided to come on camera and share a moment of transparency with you guys because it seems like since 2020, every single Mercury retrograde that we've had thus far, I've been cursed with an identity crisis where I start questioning who I want to be. And, here we are yet again in another Mercury retrograde period. And guess what? Your girl is having another identity crisis where I don't know who I want to be anymore. And I'm starting to get so exhausted of being in this space. And I'm realizing that I'm going to continue to have to revisit this space until I get very clear about who it is that I want to be to the world and what it is that I want to share with the world. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because, this is a part of me being who I want to be. When I first started, showcasing my spiritualism and wellness journey publicly 4 years ago, my mission was to share with people and to lead by example how I managed to grow spiritually. How did I heal myself naturally? And what modalities did I tap into to help me do that? And what things do I still tap into to help me maintain those things and to continue my growth journey? And during this process of reassessing my identity, I've had to go back to that foundation and I had to ask myself, I had to ask myself first and foremost, why did I start doing this work in the first place? What was my goal back then? And does those visions, do those things fit where I'm headed right now? Do they still apply? And when I think about the identity plant-based tequila that I am currently residing under, I had to be honest with myself and I had to say that I don't think that identity truly encompasses the multifaceted purpose that I had 4 years ago when I first started this thing. And for those of you who have been on this journey with me since day one, I think I started publicly showcasing this in 2016, I want to say. I was sharing everything that I tapped into. It wasn't just focused on food. I tapped into spiritualism, herbalism, dance, music therapy, color therapy, meditation, foraging, farming and growing food. Like, I've always been interested in all of those different things because I understood the importance of having experience and knowledge in all of those areas. But when I decided to transition into plant-based tequila, I put myself in a box, and I'm starting to realize that, and people started knowing me as the girl with the vegan food, the girl who cooks the real good mac and cheese or whatever. I got put in this box and I became claustrophobic. And a lot of people wonder why I stopped doing certain things. Like, why did I stop hosting food days? Why did I stop offering, meal prep? And the reason is because I realized that I had dug myself into a ditch where people started recognizing me for only one thing that I was good at, where the vision that I had for myself was to encompass and embody all of the things that I was good in, and to show people that my journey to self mastery and healing and just rediscovering who I am at my core didn't just happen through plant-based nutrition, and that isn't the only thing that I tapped into. That was just one of the major components. So because I'm starting to realize that, I'm starting to feel like I want to go back to my roots, Awakening Tequila, the place where it all started. It all seemed so clear to me, a little while ago, where I was like, yeah, I'm going to use Awakening Tequila as the foundation. This is where people will get to see all the facets of who I am. And then I'll have branches of different parts of me where people can connect to. So if they want the plant-based aspect of me, I'll have a designated space only for plant-based stuff. And if they wanted something connected to herbalism, I'll have a designated space for that, and blah, 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 blah. But somehow I misconstrued all of that, and I really got disconnected. And I started associating plant-based from scratch and then plant-based tequila with my soul identity. And that's just not who I am. It's just a part of me. So a part of me talking through this with you guys is not only helping me to tunnel through my own confusion, but I hope that it sheds light for others who are, you know, new into business owning and entrepreneurship. Because one thing for certain, when it comes to stepping into that lane and being a business owner, you got to be clear about what services and products and goods you want to offer. You also have to be very clear about the mission of your business and what problem or problems you are there to solve. And until you get clear about that, you will always feel extremely confused and disconnected from the work that you want to do. And I had to accept that the growth that I desire, the abundance that I desire, just doesn't have a way to come to me yet, because I still haven't ironed out some of those simple yet most foundational principles about running my business. So from one entrepreneur to another, and to others who are just looking for the inspiration to even get started. If you don't know where you're headed, take some time to reflect on that before you just jump head first, because you don't want to grow in the wrong direction and then have to stop yourself and pull back and then deal with the reflux of having to draw back, because then people will have already gotten used to a certain aspect of you, and then you'll have to deal with the feedback and the negative responses of changing. Because I've had to experience that in myself. You know, when I decided to stop and change my course of action, a lot of people weren't rocking with that decision, but I had to stay true. You know, I had to realize my vision is so much bigger than making plates for people and selling them vegan food. Like that's so much, there's so much more to me than just doing that. So I made the decision to stop doing that so that people would not put me in that box. So in a nutshell, I think, like I said, it may be in my best interest to go back to awakening Akila. And yeah, I hope that this is the last time I have to revisit this. But what do you guys think? Share some of your comments and your thoughts. And even if you're experiencing this as well, share with me, you know, how have you been working through your identity crisis? But thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.